1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone out there in Mandolin land, Mike Heading here, coming to you today with the old classic fiddle tune, East Tennessee Blues in the key of C. I really like this old fiddle tune because it kind of has some elements of ragtime or swing, so it kind of strays a little bit from the standard kind of bluegrass major sounding fiddle tune. So this is a really good one to get under your belt. I associate this tune with Doc Watson and Jack Lawrence. I think I heard a really great version of him playing this on the guitar. Adam Steffi had a great version on one of his old solo mandolin CDs as well. So this is a great old tune done by a lot of people. I'll break down the A part and the B part and show you a little variation for each part. And then we'll break down a bunch of backups. So I'll show you 3 different ways to play the chords with different chop chords, different bluegrass chop chords. We'll break that all down as well. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, MikeHeadingMusic.com, and grab the full lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. All right, here's East Tennessee Blues in the key of C. All right, let's start breaking down the A part for East Tennessee Blues. We're in the key of C. So let me play the first 5 measures, which is kind of like the opening melody line, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Do that a few times. 1. One time really slow. 1. Okay, so we're going to start with like a little chromatic walk up, and we're going to hit on beat 2. So you heard me count beat 1, 1, and then we're going to hit the open high E string. And then with our first finger, we're going to walk up chromatically. Our main melody note we want to get to is this 3rd fret, which is a G note, which is in our C chord. And we're going to walk up with our first finger, 1. The other thing I like to do is kind of cut off the pressure. So I'm kind of letting off the pressure. And then we're going to get up to that note with our second finger. So we have 1. And then we're going to play a little riff. I'll play it, and then we'll connect it back with measure 1. So we're going to do 3, 5, 3 open on the high E string. And we're going to use down up picking there. So 1 and 2 and then we're going to play that riff twice. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll just loop it a few times. So what I want you to practice there is keeping your second finger down while you do that 3, 5, 3, because you're going right back to that note. So don't do this. See how I'm lifting both fingers? So don't do that. Keep your second finger down. You're only lifting it when you're going back to the open. So you have. So 1. And if you wanted to, you could also play it this way. Keep moving your first finger up and using your 2 stronger fingers, but I would recommend using your second and third finger. It'll give you some shifting practice that will be good practice for you. So we have. And then we played that same melody one more time, 3, 5, 3 open. And then we basically kind of do like a little response. We're going to go back up to the 5th fret, 3 open, high E, and then the 5th fret on the A string with an upstroke. So that last line is. So this is good kind of stretching practice with your second and third fingers. So let's play those first measures 2 and 3. We have. put it back with measure 1, 1. The other thing I'm kind of doing there is, and I wouldn't do this right away, but start by playing all the notes evenly, but I'm kind of like accenting. Kind of accenting the downbeat a little bit, just to help that melody pop out a little bit. The other thing you might do with this song, and this will vary between, you know, versions of who's playing it, but you might like swing it. You know, so it's kind of almost like, even though it's called East Tennessee Blues, this is almost like kind of like a Western swing, or it has like a little bit of a ragtime flavor. So you might play with a little bit of swing. What I always recommend, and I tell people, is start with playing everything evenly, straight, all the same volume. So don't worry about accenting, and don't worry about swing at first. Start by playing all the notes the same volume with straight eighth notes, and then you can add the swing and the accents. That's what I recommend. So let's try it one more time. We'll play it straight. 1. And then we're going to take that same melody and just move it, I guess, up the strings or down the strings in pitch. So to the A string, and we're going to play that same riff. And that's what's nice about mandolin, is if we move things up or down the strings, then you can play the same riff. So in that first instance, we were playing the melody, that riff in C. And if we move down to the A string, we're going to be playing that same melody in F. So we're going to basically play that same melody line. Only difference is right here, we're going to do 5, 3, open, 3 instead of the 5th fret. Because we're gonna go to that 5th fret right after. So we have not too hard. If you can play that melody on the top string, you could probably play it on the A string as well. So let's put that all together. Here we go. 1. One more time, really slow. 1. One more time, really slow. Now measure 6 is a little response lick. So that's like our opening melody line, is those first 5 measures. And then we're going to play 5, 4, 5 on the D string. And then open A. And then 3 open on the A string, 3rd fret, open, and then 3, 5 on the A. And then we're going to go up to the high E string at the beginning of measure 7. So it's just like an ascending lick. So we have, notice how we're adding that 4th fret, which is an F sharp note. It's definitely outside of the scale. You know, if you played that F sharp, or right, you know, it sounds pretty funky with the C chord, right? But that's kind of a little bit of that ragtime flavor. We're adding some of those chromatic sounding notes between, so we're going. It's also good practice on using your 2nd finger on these 3rd frets, and then moving your 2nd finger to that 4th fret. So we walked it down, and then you have to walk back up. So you're kind of practicing shifting your 2nd finger from these 3rd frets to the 4th frets and then back. That's good practice. So we have, and then a little, that's into measure 7, that open high E string. So those are all 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then a quarter note at the beginning of measure 7. And then a little run. So we're kind of using those 3s and 5s and opens again. So open high E, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, open, and then 3rd fret on the A with an up. So we have. That's just like a C major kind of pentatonic sounding lick. So we have. Again, I would kind of accent those upstrokes, or downstrokes, excuse me, once you get it down. Kind of helps that ascending run pop out a little bit. And then a little run. Now we're going to go to a D major chord, which is the 2 major. We'll break that down in the backup. But again, we're going outside of the scale now, and we're going to go 5th fret on the A string, open high E, and now the 2nd fret, again, that F sharp is outside of our scale, but it's in the D major scale. So we're introducing a new note that kind of helps that 2 major D chord pop out. So we're going to do a little scale run. And then a 2-finger G chord. And then just a little fill lick. And then open. So we're just keeping that 2-finger G down. And then we're adding our 3rd finger on the 5th fret. And then open. So that run is. And if you hit all the strings on the G, that's fine. So you could go. So that run is, again, 5, open, 2, 3, 5, 3, 2, 5. It's good practice in keeping your fingers down. So that's all we're doing there. So let's play those first 9 measures. Here we go. One more time, a little slower. So that's basically halfway through the A part.